Welcome back to the Your Next Move podcast. I am your host, Kimberly Brown, and I'm excited to just come back on and talk to you. I took an unintentional summer break because I have been doing a lot of self reflection. And when I'm in a self reflective mood, it's a little hard for me to create new things because I'm kind of waiting for the reflection to land on something. I am honestly not quite there yet, but one of my goals is also to be consistent. So I am showing up, being consistent, despite feeling like my brain is still in progress with exactly what I'd like to share. So I'm just going to take you on the journey with me. And I hope that you find it helpful, interesting, insightful. I recently did an evaluation of all of my personal and professional development purchases. So I went through my email, and I mean, if you've been here for a while, my company Manifest Yourself, I went back to my Manifest Yourself today at gmail.com account, which is active, but I don't even know what goes over there, which was before I had a hello at manifestyourself.com email account, which is before Brown Leadership, before Kimberly Be Online. I literally went down the rabbit hole. So I have a Google Drive where I make a folder for most of my personal and professional development investments. In the folder, I generally keep the contract, anything that is downloadable, videos, anything that I'm able to retain, because some programs you have lifetime access to. Some programs you just get workbooks, like they're all different. So I went through my Google Drive folder paired with my email accounts and my personal email too. And I started to list every single investment that I've made. Y'all, I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge. I categorized it from what was a past investment that I may not necessarily have access to, what is a lifetime investment, which I still have access to, things that are future, like current investments, programs that I'm currently in. I did this in ClickUp, so I included a link to access if that was applicable, a link to my Google Drive, and I also tallied how much I spent. I even went through free opt-ins that I had created folders for. I had a folder just for free opt-ins, and I went through and I categorized all the opt-ins so I knew what I had access to. And I also put down, was this marketing? Was it sales? Was it mindset? Was it weight loss? Like, what was the investment? The grand total, y'all. I had things dated back to 2013. And I know I am still missing some conferences, some events, like things like that I didn't really rack my brain on. I've invested in personal training, sometimes in person. So I didn't necessarily go through and find all of those investments either, because I got to a number where I felt like, girl, you don't need to document this anymore. I've invested over $250,000 in my own personal and professional development since 2013. Over $250,000. Now, if I started to get crazy and went back to access every calendar to see the conference, to find every single receipt, I know it would be over $300,000. And that also doesn't tally travel, hotels, dinners when I go to these events or things like that. So I've invested in a lot. And I did this because I have been searching for information lately. And I have felt very, very, I don't even want to say pressured, but I have been too excited about investing in a new course or a new coach or a new thing, because I'm like, maybe this will work. Maybe this will be different. Maybe I can just add, this is the razzle dazzle that I've been missing. And I came to the realization that the work I need to do in this phase of my life in order to get to this next level that I've been talking about, honestly, for years, about having such a clear vision, but just being like right around the corner, like it is right there, right there. I've been talking about it for years, and the thing that is holding me back is my own mindset. The transformations that I want are not from lack of knowledge. They are from lack of the mindset aligned to the vision and lack of consistency in the trying and the doing. So as I was going through all of my work, thinking about past podcasts that I've done, I started to really ideate on, like, what does it look like to manifest? Like, how do you actually manifest something? Some people call this mindset work, transformation work, manifestation work. There are a gazillion different names. And there's so many different videos and downloads and opt-ins and things I've looked at over the years, but they come down to a core process, a very core process. And I want to share that with you because I think if you were in a period of transition like me, or even maybe not a period of transition, if you are in a period of wanting to show up differently, to show up as the next version of yourself, and you know you've invested in yourself and you're not lacking knowledge or experience, it's consistency and mindset pressure like me essentially, this may be helpful to you. So step one in being able to manifest something that is across the board is visualization and having a vision so clear. And there's a quote that says like, make your vision so clear that your fears become irrelevant. There's a quote like that. I'll find it and hopefully put it in the show notes. If not, go ahead and Google it. But essentially having a vision so you know what you're going toward, because you can't hope for better and just say, I want more, I want better, I want less this, and I don't know, more of a little bit of this, and have it not be clear. You have to be crystal clear on that ideal vision, on that ideal state for right now. Because as we know, and I've said a million times, goals are a moving target. As you achieve one goal, there's going to be another one. So what is the vision for right now? Right now, what do you want to have? Who do you want to be? What do you want to experience? And get really, really clear on that. Then step two, what I like to do and what I've read is really understand what are the behaviors, actions, knowledge, etc. Like who do you have to be to have that? What needs to change about where you are right now to do that? We have to understand what the steps are in order to essentially close that gap, right? There's another quote I use in my slides where I say, there is a gap between where you are and where you'd like to be. Or some people say like where you are not and the goals you intend to reach. It can go either way, right? Regardless, there's a gap. For some folks, it's wide. For other folks, it's like right here, right here. You just have to step into it, show up. Maybe it's mindset work, a new relationship, whatever it is. It can be small, but I think it's important to understand what some of those steps are. Then you got to take action. If you know the vision and you know the things that you need to do, you have to start doing them, have to start becoming. And that's why a lot of people, when they talk about the art of manifestation, I feel like they talk about how you have to be the person who achieves the goal first. And to me, what they're saying is you need to show up and do like it's already happened. If you want to have a vice president level job, a CEO level job, how can you show up right now in your manager role? How can you show that you can think strategically, that you are innovative? How can you build relationships like you are already there? If you want to have an incredible personal brand that has millions of followers on social media, you've got to start posting consistently, sharing your story. If you want to have an incredible podcast, you need to start. Launch the podcast, launch it imperfectly, and show up every single week, right? Whatever your regular cadence is to do it. You have to do the things like it's already done, like it's already done. And then next, what step am I on? I think I'm on step 4. 4, a lot of people forget this piece, but it's continuously going back to the vision, which is about visualization. Continuously see yourself in that ideal state. So spend time with that written vision. Sit with it. It could be meditation. It could be reading it over and over again every day. It could be looking at your vision board if you like to do it that way. But it's continuously tying yourself back to the vision and not forgetting it, because we know life happens. You can make the vision so clear that your fears become irrelevant. You can understand the steps that you need to take every single day. You can do it for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month, and then start to fall off. But when you continuously remind yourself of the vision, of the thing, of the ideal state of where you'd like to be, that helps reinforce the actions you need to take so that your goals, your dreams, your vision can become a reality. And then over time, that's what they say about manifestation, is that over time, you're like, oh my God, I'm here. Oh my God, I have that. Oh my gosh, I am that. And For some folks, manifestation, they think that it's like this deep meditation under a tree, like barefoot in the forest, very eat, pray, love. But when I think about manifestation, and when my company was called Manifest Yourself, I used to always say that you have to have the vision, but then you need to take inspired action every single day. Without the action, the manifestation won't happen. So that's what I've been reading a lot on because like I said in the beginning, the work that I need to do right now isn't necessarily a class, a course, a conference. It is much more about the person that I am and aligning that to the person that I want to become. So I did this exercise that I'm still working on that I like to share with you. So in my reading of all the things, I stumbled across this video from Steve Harvey. So if you know Steve Harvey, he is a comedian, he's a talk show host, he has a bunch of brands, radio host, wildly successful. And when he had, I believe, his talk show, in between the commercial breaks, he would essentially give these motivational talks to the audience about all different topics. He'd take questions, and sometimes he would just, off the top of his head, give a motivational talk. Or maybe he planned it. I don't know. I was not there. I'm not in his brain. But this video that I stumbled upon, and I have it like in my notebook, he asks you to sit down and write 300 things that you want from God. 300 things. Now he says the first like 75, you can generally just like pull those out, but then it starts getting hard. It starts getting hard. And whether you're religious or not, this comes from James 4:2. You have not because you ask not. So you don't have the things you want in your life because you're not asking for them. So I started, and as of this morning, what number am I at? Literally flipping the pages. I am at 273. So I have 17 more things that I need to write down. And this exercise has been so stretching of what I believe is possible for me, my friends, my family. And it stretches me to think even broader and even bigger than I ever imagined. Because again, it's 300 things, right? It's 300 things that you want from God. I have written things for myself, my husband, my family, my sister, my dad, and obviously myself too. Experiences I want to have, places I want to go, people I want to talk to, stages I want to speak on. I've written so many things. And he says you need to read it every morning, every single morning. Before you touch your cell phone, talk to anybody, look at this list. And it's funny because what I've decided to do is I'm going to highlight the number when something happens, and then I'll cross it out when it's done. And this was just a very small thing. But one of the things on my list is that I want a monthly in-person book club where we truly have camaraderie and joy. I really enjoy a book club. And my apartment building has a group chat. And this week they started a new sub chat called Bookies, where there's going to be a monthly book club in my building. How easy is that? We ain't got to travel and this, that, and the third. We all live here. I just got to go downstairs to the common room. That is the easiest book club in the world. And, I don't know if it's going to get off yet, but it's on my list. I highlighted it. And I was like, okay, it's already working. And part of things working, you may be looking at me like I'm crazy and being like, girl, like it's just a book club, like really? But it's on my list. It's one of the 300 things that I want because I love a book club. I love reading in community. And I'm looking to build even more community in this next phase of my life. I think that you have to also get excited when you start to see little winks. I had a girlfriend who used to call them God winks, right? It's just God saying, yeah, I got you. Like giving you a little preview into your vision. I think you have to get excited and you have to recognize when you see a step, when you see a movement that is in support of your vision, that is in alignment with your vision. So I'm looking at that as like, I just wrote this down, and that's number 217, right? So number 217 already started to happen. Already started to happen. Book club's supposed to kick off in September. Okay? So I invite you, if you'd like, to do this exercise too. I will also link to the Steve Harvey video so you can watch it if you like. It's under 10 minutes. But I'm excited about this next phase. I don't want to make some big declaration that, I'm changing everything. Podcast name, brand name, da 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 da. I don't want to make all those declarations yet because I'm still in progress. I'm still in progress. The only thing I want to affirm and to promise you is that I'm going to do my best to take you along on this journey with me. I am going to allow you to see me in progress. I'm going to be unapologetic about my goals, my wants, my desires. And I'm going to tell you when I see God winks, when I see proof in the physical of the things that I've asked for, things that I want, things that I'm praying for. And hopefully that will be helpful for you to see. Inspirational, motivational, all that good stuff. So I'm going to wrap up for today. I don't have a script today. I'm just talking to y'all because I told myself I'm going to podcast consistently. But with my last podcast being about grief, you can probably understand also why I took a few weeks off and just allowed myself to be this summer. But I'm back and I'm excited to share my next move, this next phase of my life. I feel like I've literally been talking about this for a very long time. Even back to when I had the fully produced podcast episodes, if you've been here for a while, I believe I've said this multiple times, but I'm finally at the point where I'm like, girl, change, shake something, do something. So I'm gonna shake something and do something and take y'all along on the journey with me. As always, may your next move be your very best move. Until next time.